Okay. All right. This interview is sponsored by Fiji.
The first false thing shared in this interview.
Exactly. I don't even have a card for you. We'll just wing it.
Perfect.
All right.
What's your name?
Hey.
Do you want nothing on the table?
You can have whatever you want on the table. That's why I have it. All right. You ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. We are here at the 2019 CUNA Technology and, I got to get this right, Operations and Member Experience Council Conference. 2 councils in 1 conference.
That's correct.
That's a good deal, I think.
It's not just a good deal, it's a perfect mix.
Yeah, I agree.
Someone said, why do they have both? And obviously we have a unique perspective. Technology doesn't exist without the business and to enable the business. So while it does seem there's not immediate overlap in the sessions, the conversations at lunch have been great.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, I've been talking to as many operational people as I have tech people.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Fun.
Good thing. And by the way, in the studio lounge here, Kyle Stutzman from Peer IT Credit Union Services. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, by the way.
Kyle's
here.
There's someone here with me.
Exactly. How's the show? I mean, speaking of the conference, how's it going for you?
It's going great.
Yeah.
Speed rounds are always a highlight.
I like the
right?
speed rounds. Yeah, they're fun.
If you can boil down what you do and what's unique and special about it to 5 minutes and then get a few questions, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I think all sales presentations should be that way.
Exactly. It's the ultimate elevator speech, you know?
It is, yeah.
Indeed. So what did you want to talk about today? I mean, obviously, we talked to you guys a lot. You guys are like really going gangbusters in the industry right now. So congrats on your success. You guys are doing some good stuff out there.
I wasn't here to 3 years. It's either now or next week or somewhere. Yeah, since the QSO started. So we're gonna have some parties and celebration, that sort of thing. But it is fun.
Well deserved.
And 60 some credit unions that we're engaged with, and continues to grow. That's why I say some. It's hard to remember whether it's 62 or 64 or what it is. Another one in California just like 10 minutes ago. So that's fun. Yeah.
Well, see again.
But what I wanted to talk about is something I've been impressed with. So we're working with a credit union in California,
right? And
they've been in some great pain around their network, which has affected their operations. And I've been hearing story after story internally of how they've used technology to fix that, and a really specific technology. So Sun Community is doing SD-WAN, software-defined WAN network. And so it's a technology, it's out there, and a lot of vendors have it. But they were wanting to do it because they, one, had some pain points that were affecting operations, and they thought that might help, and we were confident that it would make some difference. But they also had some cost concerns, and they also had some security concerns. And they wanted to get things fixed as soon as possible. And so we found it's amazing that a technology actually can do cost savings, improve security, and impact operations in a positive way, all at the same time. It's kind of like this little magic thing that's happening right now in our industry for those that are looking at it.
That's awesome. I know it's a good recipe for sure. But how did it impact their operations, and then how did it trickle down to member service, basically?
Yeah. A simple example. They were doing instant issue. Correction. They had some branches that were trying to do instant issue. It wasn't functioning. Like if you're a member and you come in and I tell you I'm going to give you a debit card right away, and it doesn't work, that's not a great experience. No. So in looking at what was happening, we were able to put in some cheaper circuits to give them more bandwidth, and fix some routing problems, and put basically this new solution in that's the SD-WAN. So they were able to still do all of their regular business and issue cards, but what happened is all of a sudden it functioned right every single time, faster than they had ever seen it before. Wow. And when we put this technology, and it's not that the technology itself was by itself magical, it was that immediately it helped them see what was flowing across all of their network. So we could help them say, well, this traffic shouldn't be doing this. This traffic you thought and you're having problems is getting hung up in this, at this place, and needs to be fixed. So we could see roadblocks. We could see things like you go to a traffic light and we could see people making left turns across traffic they shouldn't be making, that sort of idea, and immediately fix them. And so all of a sudden that branch became, it wasn't just instant issue, unfortunately. So that's fixed. Login times are almost instant now for them.
Nice.
It's turned into a whole new location. I think they said, and this is not to our credit, we got to be participating in this, which is great, and help to make the changes, but it's in a partnership with them. So when they share stories, we want to celebrate the stories with them, not that they're just about pure IT. But they said for the first time they're having branch managers call and say thank you for the changes you made in IT. How often does that happen, right? Instead it's like, what are you guys doing? Why are we doing this project? And so when you have the opposite happen, where we notice the change is so significant that we're going to call someone proactively and say, hey, I can actually do my job now. Members are happy, their mindset changes. You never want your members seeing the pain that you're having in technology.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of an intangible thing, but that does trickle down to the membership. When your employees are having a difficult time doing their job, that's gonna affect the service as well. So when you can do something like what you guys just did for them. So is this something that's happening at a lot of credit unions, or is this a common thing, or is this kind of a unique anomaly that's happening at their credit union?
The technology's been around for a while, but it's now, and this is happening in our industry all over, the convergence of things that come together is happening on the SD-WAN side. So the most magical part again about that is that it is happening all over the place, but it's happening for the various value propositions. So sometimes it's happening because there is a need to save money. In the Northwest, there's a credit union that went and looked, I need to replace my routers. What value do they get from replacing their routers? It's a device that's routing traffic, and they're gonna go spend another, whatever it is, $60,000 to replace them all and have maintenance on them, and in the end, it's the same exact member experience, the same exact services. Nothing has transformed. So why do they have to go spend that $60,000 to $90,000? They look at the SD-WAN technology and they're saying, okay, well, if we do this, we can save some costs. Actually, that cost goes right into this new technology and all those routers disappear. Now we have a new thing to work with. It's not just new, now we can change policies, so if I want to do more video, I can prioritize the video. I have 2 circuits that I've been paying for the last 5 years. One of those circuits I run traffic on, the other one sits there. It's a backup. I needed it, right? I needed it there because if this one breaks, I need to be able to go over to this one. That changes with these technologies. Now they use both of them at the same time. And the device sends traffic across both. And it does it in multiple ways. For them, they're gonna have voice traffic go across both links. So if we're talking and one link goes down, you still get the information. And it's kind of, it's a race. Whatever gets there first, it keeps, and anything that's delayed, it throws away. So voice doesn't have impact, even though it's going across the internet instead of going across a high quality circuit, the traditional. In the same way, they can do the same thing. Their core traffic can be prioritized, voice can be prioritized, but email cannot. It's application aware. So the applications are closer to the member and the employee. So now instead of just routing traffic and quality of service and all the fun technical stuff, we're actually saying, well, this application has value to our business, and I'm going to do rules based on the application policies instead of rules, and those flow throughout the environment.
Wow. So the end result of all this is obviously save costs, save time, happy employees, equals happy members. So
and the security side is the other side. Because now all this traffic is encrypted, whether it's on your private circuits or the internet. You know that it's encrypted, you can track that, you can pull information yourself, and then it also even can spread out security rules. So the whole idea of, we hear this throughout the industry, you always put all this money into the edge firewalls, and then you buy something from SecureWorks or one of those other vendors for intrusion prevention, or you end up having like these 5 layers of things. The technology is getting to the point where it actually can virtually spread that out. So you have rules, but now they're not just existing in one device and everything has to come back to your headquarters. They actually can spread the rules out to all your locations, and so the same rule applies whether the traffic's leaving your branch or the traffic's leaving your headquarters. And the whole convergence thing, it's smart enough to know, like if it's cloud related, it can actually have a cloud accelerator. It's kind of the marketing term, but the idea is I can jump right into Office 365. I can make that jump so that I can get faster service, and the same thing can happen with all sorts of cloud services. It's only a matter of time before all the vendors out here, they're building their solutions in Azure and AWS. Those same cloud accelerators can get access to the same services that we're using for lending platforms that happen to be in that cloud. Well, now they're getting accelerated too. credit unions don't even know yet about those possibilities, and the ones that are implementing this, when they have some good architecture and advice around it, they're like, oh yeah, we should turn that on. It looked like it was just for, my email or to connect to the cloud or for my long-term cloud strategy. Well, it turns out it could be for so much more.
Yeah.
How many of the services that are out here are ones that are hosted?
Right.
I mean, over half at least, if not 75, 85%. Yeah.
It's amazing how, I don't want to call this a small thing, but something like this can have this ripple effect across an entire credit union in a positive way. Oh my gosh, and something that we don't think about every day.
Right.
But maybe somebody in IT thinks about it every day. But,
well, sometimes they think it's plumbing, and plumbing's kind of boring.
Right.
But if you actually put all the pieces together correctly, it makes a huge impact on digital transformation and member experience and your employees. Yeah. It's awesome.
Wow. Awesome indeed. Anything else to
I just want to share some of the story because I've been getting, there's enough chatter with the technical team that they're hearing it from the credit unions that it's hard not to share some of the stories because I'm getting them internally every time there's a new update or we roll this out. I mean, people are putting their ATMs on it. It's amazing, and they're utilizing their money for more valuable things and not spending it on older technologies. The last thing I'll share on that is I would have loved to have this when I was running my own networks at a credit union, to not have to be beholden to the telecom vendor. The whole point of the software-defined layer is you now can use whatever circuits underneath. So that credit union in California, there's another one in Texas. They implemented it the way they are now, but as their contracts come up over the next 2 years, that MPLS link goes away and they replace it with a link that costs 10%, 50%. It doesn't matter, the numbers are huge. That are less because it's just an internet connection, and they don't change anything. It's not disruptive. So you can basically tell the telecoms, oh yeah, you need to compete for my business, and I have 2 links, and you can have one of them, but I'm not beholden to you. I can switch you out anytime I want. When do you get that power as a credit union? Usually we don't have that power.
I was thinking empowerment is the word here. Very cool stuff. Well, Kyle, quite the education. Thank you. I had no idea, obviously. I mean, I'm not in that world, but now you've totally educated me on something new, and I'm really happy. And we get to spread the word about other credit unions who might be experiencing some of the same thing. So
yeah, if they're curious, there's a lot of credit unions that are starting to talk about this. So we can connect you with the credit union themselves. We think we know what we're doing, because we do.
I think you do.
But the point is, it's usually better when you hear it right from the credit unions, and it's really powerful. And so CEOs are talking about it instead of the tech guys, and when that happens, you know that it's having a business impact.
Indeed. All right, good stuff, Kyle, as usual. Well done. Keep up the good work, all right?
Thanks.
Congrats on your success, too. Well stuff. Good stuff. Well done, sir.
Well done!